You are what I say you are! Oh, God.
Traditional sign of respect.
The brothers-in-law are back, and they are at it again. Kevin Hart and Ice Cube are back, and Right Along 2. So Ride Along 2 picks right up where they left off in the very first Ride Along. If you're not familiar with that movie, the plot is pretty simple. Kevin Hart plays a clueless, over-the-top, flamboyant character who just desperately wants to impress his soon-to-be brother-in-law, Ice Cube. Problem is, this drives Ice Cube nuts. And that's no different in this film. It doesn't take very long for Ice Cube to start getting incredibly annoyed by Hart's character as they head down to Miami to solve a new crime.
She should be your +1 for the wedding.
You know what? You should get in the car.
I need to get somebody for you.
You need to get in the car.
You want to just have an empty plate there? I'm getting in the car. I'm not going to keep doing this with you.
So how is this movie? Well, I got to tell you, it's really great that it's as funny as the first one. And that's hard to do. Like, if you've watched very many sequels, sequels are hit or miss. Either you have a sequel that's really good, or you have sequels that are complete train wrecks. And it kind of seems like the latter is more common. But in this movie, I would say it's just as funny as the first one. I mean, it's kind of hard to mess up this formula, and they really haven't. I mean, if you remember back in the day, the whole Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, Rush Hour movies, it's basically that idea in a 21st century skin. And it's hilarious. Just to make it even more funny, kind of throw a little bit of spice in there, they add Ken Jeong as well, who's been in the Hangover movies, he's been in the TV show Community. He's absolutely hilarious in this movie as the computer nerd bad guy turned good guy, turned Kevin Hart's new BFF. It's hilarious. Is this a movie you have to see in the theater, though? Not really. I mean, there's not really anything about this movie that begs you to see it on the big screen with your $12 popcorn and soda. It's one you could enjoy just as well at home later on. But it is a movie you want to consider who you're going to take to it, because the thing is, it's rated PG-13. And PG-13 can kind of be like a misrepresented rating sometimes. This movie has a lot of foul language in it. The violence is pretty dialed back, but there's a lot of foul language, some women in swimsuits, things like that. But this is a movie that has enough foul language. I just want to make sure you know about it. If you have a 13-year-old in that area, you might think twice about it. I'd say maybe 15 on up or so, just simply because of the language. There's obviously some sexual content. There's some drug abuse stuff in it. It's kind of your typical hodgepodge cop drama. Just be aware of that. However, for a night out or a night in with friends who like to laugh, I strongly suggest it, because you're going to be doing a lot of laughing in this movie. If you enjoyed our review, I'd love it if you'd tell your friends about us. Please subscribe if you haven't already on YouTube, like us on Facebook and Twitter. And if you feel like watching something a little different, you're not in the mood for something to laugh at, well, you might check out our review of the very serious movie 13 Hours, or last week's Leonardo DiCaprio hit where he's already won a Golden Globe for Best Actor, The Revenant. You can check all those out by clicking right here. And we'll see you next week on reviewsfortherestofus.com. Reviews for movie fans by movie fans.